This is why you need to watch Bihar. As the dust settles on a hard-fought election, the first whispers from the ground are not just suggesting a winner, they are painting a picture of a potential political realignment. The initial exit polls are in, and the consensus points towards a decisive victory for the National Democratic Alliance. But before we dive into the numbers that are causing a stir across the country, it's crucial to understand what these figures represent. Exit polls are not the final results. They are scientific surveys conducted by polling agencies, where voters are interviewed just after they have cast their ballot. Thousands of voters across a carefully selected, representative sample of constituencies are asked who they voted for. This data is then extrapolated to predict the overall outcome. Every poll has a sample size, the number of people interviewed, and a margin of error, typically around plus or minus 3%. This means the final tally could be slightly different. The larger and more diverse the sample, the more reliable the poll tends to be. So, while they provide a strong indication, they are ultimately a forecast, not a fact. With that in mind, let's look at the poll of polls. This is an average of all the major exit polls, a method often used to smooth out individual variations and get a clearer, more stable picture. And that picture is overwhelmingly in the NDA's favor. The poll of polls average places the NDA's tally between 146 and 148 seats. To put that into perspective, in the 243-seat Bihar Assembly, the magic number for a majority is 122. The projection suggests the NDA is not just crossing this line, but securing a comfortable, even formidable, majority. While individual pollsters swing, the overall trend is consistent. Let's break down the key players. Matriz and Dainik Bhaskar project a wide and commanding range for the NDA, between 145 and 167 seats. Today's Chanakya, known for often capturing the wave, centers its prediction near a strong 160 seats. People's Pulse offers a slightly more conservative but still robust range of 135 to 159 seats for the ruling alliance. The main outlier is Axis My India, which places the NDA much closer to the majority line, suggesting a tighter contest. However, even their numbers lean towards an NDA government. When you aggregate these forecasts, the consensus is clear. The NDA is poised for a bigger mandate than its 2020 victory. So what's driving this projected saffron surge? The first and most significant factor is a massive voter turnout. The election saw a historic figure of approximately 66.9% of the electorate casting their vote. This is a substantial increase from previous elections and signals a high level of public engagement. Crucially, pollsters have noted a particularly high participation rate among women. This demographic has been a core support base for Nitish Kumar for years, often attributed to his focus on schemes related to women's safety, education, and empowerment. A higher turnout among women is widely interpreted by analysts as a positive sign for the incumbent alliance. Similarly, a noticeable enthusiasm among young and first-time voters was reported, a demographic keenly courted by all parties. The second pillar of this predicted victory is the consolidation of welfare voters. Over the past decade, both the central government under Prime Minister Modi and the state government under Chief Minister Nitish Kumar have rolled out a vast array of welfare schemes. From housing and sanitation to free rations and direct cash transfers, these programs have created a large and identifiable class of beneficiaries, or Labharthis. The exit polls suggest that this group has voted cohesively, rewarding the alliance they credit for these benefits. This welfare vote appears to have cut across traditional caste and community lines, creating a powerful new electoral bloc for the NDA. The third key element is alliance stability and campaign strategy. After a period of political flux, the return of Nitish Kumar to the NDA fold solidified the alliance's leadership structure. His credibility, particularly among certain social groups, combined with the BJP's formidable organizational machinery, created a potent combination. The campaign was marked by a strong push from the BJP's central leadership, with top national figures holding numerous rallies across the state. This high-voltage campaign, focusing on the double-engine narrative of development powered by both state and center, seems to have resonated with the electorate, reinforcing the message of stability and continued progress. On the other side of the aisle, the Mahagathbandhan, or Grand Alliance, led by the Rashtriya Janata Dal, appears to have struggled to counter this narrative. Most exit poll models project the opposition alliance to fall significantly short, with many placing their final tally below 100 seats. Analysts point to a campaign that, while spirited, may have failed to present a compelling alternative vision or effectively counter the NDA's welfare and development pitch. The challenge of fighting a two-front narrative against both the state and central governments proved to be a steep climb. And what of the wildcard, Prashant Kishore's Jan Swaraj? After a massive year-long padayatra across the state, there was much speculation about his impact. The exit polls, however, project a minimal seat impact for his new political force. While Jan Swaraj may have garnered a respectable vote share in certain pockets, converting that support into winning seats in a highly bipolar contest is a different challenge altogether. The polls suggest his influence was more in shaping the discourse than in winning constituencies this time around. Now, a word of caution. Psephology is a complex science, and Bihar's intricate social fabric makes it one of the most difficult states to predict. We must remember the 2015 Bihar elections, when several initial exit polls wrongly predicted a victory for the BJP-led alliance, only for the Mahagathbandhan to sweep to power on counting day. Pollsters have since refined their methodologies, but the possibility of a surprise always remains. The final outcome hinges on whether the pollsters have accurately captured the voting patterns of silent voters and the complex interplay of local caste equations. So, here is the timeline to keep in mind. The voting was conducted in two phases, on November 6th and November 11th. All eyes are now on November 14th, 2025, when the electronic voting machines will be opened and the votes will be counted. As a final note, it is essential to reiterate that these are exit polls. They are projections, not results. The definitive picture will only be confirmed on November 14th. But if these numbers hold, the implications will be immense. A decisive victory for the NDA would not only cement its power in this crucial Hindi heartland state, but also serve as a major validation of its governance model ahead of future electoral battles. Stay tuned as we track the final results. Bihar might just reshape the next chapter of national politics.